the sun, toot-toot-toot. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
We went to war in Iraq. We went to war in Iraq being told that Saddam had weapons of, why don't you shut up and listen for a change? You and this commission, frankly, are as stale and musty as a corked bottle of wine. You have the charisma of a damp rag and the appearance of a low-grade bank clerk. And the question that I want to ask, that we're all going to ask is, who are you?
Nigel Farage. Who is he and what does he stand for? Nigel Paul Farage is a British politician, broadcaster and political analyst who was the leader of the UK Independence Party from 2006 to 2009 and again from 2010 to 2016. Since 1999 he has been a member of the European Parliament for South East England. He co-chairs the Europe of Freedom and Direct Democracy Group. A prominent Eurosceptic in the UK, he was noted for his sometimes controversial speeches in the European Parliament and has strongly criticized the euro currency.
When talking about Nigel Farage, mentioning the UK Independence Party is vital. That is because Nigel Farage has been the leader of the UK Independence Party for numerous years. At first he sat from 2006 to 2009, and then from 2010 to 2016. They started out as a single-issue party whose only concern was membership of the European Union. Since Nigel Farage became leader, they have modeled themselves as the party for disaffected voters on the right. As well as campaigning for a withdrawal from the European Union, they also want tighter controls on immigration. One of the reasons why Nigel himself is so controversial is because of his leadership role in the UK Independence Party. To summarize shortly, the UK Independence Party has some very protectionist policies. In 2016, a referendum in Britain was held. A referendum is basically the state asking the people to vote yes or no on a particular law. They asked if they wanted Britain to stay or leave the EU. The outcome was shocking to the world, as most of the votes was for Britain to leave the EU. This was Brexit, which basically means British exit.
The sun has risen on an independent United Kingdom. And just look at it, even the weather's improved. It's been a hell of a long journey this. I first got involved in Eurosceptic politics 25 years ago, and the first election I contested, I managed to beat the late great screaming Lord Such by 164 votes, so I didn't come last. And now there are 17 million people that voted for Brexit. It's a victory for ordinary people, decent people. It's a victory against the big merchant banks, against the big businesses, and against big politics. And I'm proud of everybody that had the courage, in the face of all the threats, everything they were told, they had the guts to stand up and do the right thing.
Nigel was the man that pushed and promoted the campaign of Brexit. After the happening, he stated that Brexit, as well as Trump's win, was the beginning of a global revolution. As a matter of fact, he does have a relationship with Donald Trump.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nigel Farage.
It is now common talked about that Nigel and Trump share several ideas and point of view. Throughout the US presidential campaign, Nigel Farage gradually became closer and closer to Republican candidate Donald Trump. But how did this happen? When audio flu remarks made in 2005 is leaked, Farage comes to Trump's defense. From then on, the two politicians have gotten very well along. It continues in media where Nigel admitted that he'd rather vote for Trump than Hillary, while conceding he still had reservation about the Republican candidate. Next, arriving in the UK to open the Gulf Coast, Trump hails Brexit as a great thing. A month later, the two joined forces at a rally in Mississippi, where Farage was introduced to the cheering crowd as Mr. Brexit. From this point on, it was clear that the two agreed on many areas. Back in the UK, Farage complimented Trump frequently on his performances at various rallies. After the second US election debate, Farage praises Trump for dominating Hillary Clinton. He then scored a coup by being the first British politician to meet Trump after his victory, raising eyebrows across the UK government and European neighbours. It becomes apparent that Nigel tries really hard to become Trump's best mate, but there is actually a reason behind this. Nigel Farage means that throughout the development of America, the UK has always followed 3 to 4 years after, and he now wants to catch up with America.
One of the biggest reasons why Farage is any more popular than many of the other British politicians is because he is so often featured in the media. It's no secret that the media nowadays is liberal-leaning, which does not align well with Farage's right-wing political views. He has caused an uproar by saying things such as,
There are some horrible things happening in many parts of the world, but what we need to do is to put the National Health Service there for British people and families who in many cases have paid into this system for decades.
Thank you. Liam Wood.
Up to £2 billion a year is being lost on health tourism. Surely that is a very real problem.
You know, Nicola Sturgeon.
When somebody is diagnosed with a dreadful illness, my instinct is to view them as a human being, not consider what country they come from. Exactly. But I want to go back to something Ed Miliband said earlier on. He said there should be...
and hanging up posters like this. It's not that he's much more extreme than other right-wing politicians, but his confidence and unapologetic nature makes him an easy target for media bashing or even death threats.